As you can probably tell from the name of this channel, I'm a pretty big fan of the majority of the 6th Rangers. They tend to be the coolest and of course the most powerful member of the team. Some are certainly cooler than others, but I definitely intend on covering every single 6th Ranger in their own video at some point. I have already covered the Titanium Ranger Ryan Mitchell, so check that one out if you're interested, but today we are focusing on the 6th Ranger from Power Rangers Time Force, the Quantum Ranger, Eric Myers. We are first introduced to Eric as a general soldier in the Silver Guardians, which is a military-type organization ran by the father of the Time Force Red Ranger, Wes. They were founded in order to protect the Silver Hills, the city in which the Time Force Rangers protect throughout their season. Eric and Wes actually attended the same private school, but whereas Wes came from a rich family, Eric worked hard and was dirt poor, and eventually decided to leave the school, saying that he had bigger plans. Eric was very resentful for having to work so hard and was looked down on by the snobbier students, while Wes did not have to work at all. This of course led to Eric resenting Wes, and from this he grew bitter and had very few friends. Wes was actually one of the few people who didn't look down on Eric because of his background, and tried to befriend him on several occasions, but to no avail. Despite this, Eric had some sense of pride and nobility because he didn't take advantage of Wes's kindness. But he really didn't want anything to do with Wes. He wants to be in control of his own destiny, not taking handouts from anyone. After discovering that Wes was the Red Time Force Ranger, Eric was of course very jealous, determined to find a way to gain powers of his own. He became aware that the Time Force Rangers were searching for the quantum powers, so he made sure he got to them first, and forcibly became the Quantum Ranger, much to the displeasure of Wes and his teammates. Eric then entered a three-way struggle with the Power Rangers and Ransik to gain control of the Q-Rex, but he prevailed, assuming control of the most powerful Zord in the Time Force arsenal. Eric went on to become a reluctant ally to the regular Rangers, almost an anti-hero, difficult, intentionally distancing himself from the Power Rangers, remaining separate, but occasionally aiding them during uncertain times. But despite all of this, he always fought for the right reasons and did what was right, even if going about it in the wrong way. During the end of the series, Eric was wounded by a blast from a Cyclobot, and he handed his morpher over to Wes to use the Q-Rex. Wes was able to use the Quantum Defender and the Q-Rex to great effect thanks to this. Eric eventually recovered though, and Wes gave him back his morpher, turning over a new leaf, establishing friendships and turning from anti-hero to hero. When the Rangers departed for the future, Mr. Collins offered Wes command of the Silver Guardians, who would now protect the city from evil for free, and Wes accepted the position on the condition that Eric Myers be his partner, much to the surprise but delight of Eric. Then during Power Rangers Wild Force, we see that Wes and Eric have become best friends during their time as Silver Guardians. During the time on Time Force, Eric developed a love-hate relationship with Taylor, the Yellow Wild Force Ranger, who he allowed to use his Quantum Defender in battle. Sometime after, Wes and Eric were called on by Tommy Oliver to team up with the previous Red Rangers to fight against the remnants of the Machine Empire, during which he jokingly claimed that his Q-Rex Zord would easily defeat Tommy's Dragon Zord. Now that is a fight I would love to see. Who would you guys bet on? Eric with the Q-Rex Zord or Tommy with the Dragon Zord? I think I know who most of you are going to go for. Later, Eric then returned with his fellow Time Force Rangers as part of the army of the legendary Rangers that helped the Mega Rangers defeat the Armada once and for all, fighting in a huge battle against hundreds of X-Borgs and dozens of Bruisers. So, to conclude, when Eric was first introduced, he was very bitter and hateful, always determined to be better than Wes because of their different backgrounds, which is something I personally found quite frustrating and annoying about his character, as Wes showed he wanted nothing more than to be genuine friends with him, despite their backgrounds. But as the series progressed, Eric warmed up to being with the Time Force Rangers, and by the end of the series, he was not bitter towards Wes for taking over his position as leader of the Silver Guardians, and they became real, genuine friends from their time as partners. In my opinion, the Quantum Ranger is a real contender in the list for best 6th Rangers ever, and if anything, his anti-hero attitude probably helps him get the job done. Not worrying so much about rules and what people think, but still having some sort of a moral compass, almost makes him a perfect protector. a perfect Power Ranger. Okay guys, that's it for today's video. Be sure to leave a comment down below letting me know who you would like to see covered in the next video. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps the channel out. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. May the power protect you, and I will see you next time on the 6th Ranger.